Retirement. Golden, like her favorite color, and of course in Palm Beach, her second homeland. Perhaps the most unpopular late-term president in U.S. history, but when he returns home to Florida, he still has fans welcoming him as the Messiah. Donald Trump announced it. By the time Biden takes the oath, he said, he would have left Washington. Welcome to Palm Beach, a peninsula of 10,000 inhabitants, 30,000 in winter, with the highest concentration of billionaires in the United States. It was at the end of 2019 that Trump decided to make it his second home, as if he was already bored in the White House. He was then at the height of his power. Today, the Sun King has lost much of its luster. Exhausted, dejected, discredited. Certainly. Sunk? Surely not. In fact, the voters of Florida have just said thank you, granting him a fine victory over Joe Biden. This is the second chance state, a quintessential Trumpian land, that attracts every nutcase in the universe, said Rick Wilson, a locally influenced Republican strategist who hates Trump. Translation: in Florida, taxes are very low, compliance with the law is uncertain. The wearing of a mask very relative, everything Trump loves. Its haven of peace is a fairy tale palace of 126 rooms, set over 8 hectares between the ocean and the lagoon. In the large Moorish living room where Trump received so many dignitaries, a 1927 Steinway & Sons grand piano, white and gold, and a huge French tapestry. Usually on Wednesdays, in the Italian panel dining room, fish are served, but, for the first post-presidential meal, the day of the handover that Trump refused to attend, the menu is kept top secret. We haven't planned anything special, one waiter dodged. His installation in Palm Beach appeals to everyone. We don't want to have riots here like in Washington, says real estate agent. Here, it is luxury, calm, and discretion. No need to try to snatch secrets from employees. They are devoted to a boss who treats them very well, explains Christine Stapleton, the reporter for the Palm Beach Post. The whole family will come together. The eldest son, Donald Jr., has already set his sights on a house in Jupiter, near Palm Beach. Ivanka has bought a few acres from Julio Iglesias on Indian Creek, the Miami Bay billionaire bunker, 2 hours away from Julio Iglesias, for $32 million. She is reportedly intending to run in the next Florida senatorial election against Marco Rubio, the incumbent. For everyone, this return to friendly land will be a huge relief. In Washington as in New York, the Trumps are now outcasts. The president spent his last weekend at the White House pretty much alone, surrounded by a bunch of loyalists and a few ghosts like Steve Bannon, the man who ran his 2016 campaign before betraying him, helping journalist Michael Wolff to write his dependent bestseller, Fire and Fury. He has not digested his defeat, refuses to see it as a fait accompli, and does not take offense at the Republican 10 traitors in the House of Representatives who voted in favor of his second impeachment. It would be wrong, however, to say that everyone likes his move to Palm Beach. We do not want to have riots here like in Washington, says a real estate agent who, despite everything, voted for him and has just opened an account on Telegram, the Facebook of the Trumpists. Some are still reeling from the assault on Capitol Hill. I regret that I voted for him. I was ashamed to be American that day, the billionaire Nelson Peltz, a city figure, said the next day. Many in Palm Beach wonder what fly stung Trump on the south lawn of the White House. This meeting irreparably spoiled the end of his presidency. Worst mistake of his life, one club member told us, what a pity, because he really tried to clean up the system. Club members in Mar-a-Lago don't like Trump making it a private home. Was he the victim of fatigue of his paranoia? Real estate developer George Lombardi, loyal among the faithful, wonders, the Donald he has always known was not the same, he tells us. Lombardi lives in New York City in the Trump Tower, 2 stories below the billionaire's penthouse. He has just self-published a book on economic philosophy, The Code of Values, in which he is pictured with him. He's usually a whole man, pragmatic. When he talks to you, it's straight in the eye. When he plays golf, he devotes himself to it. But for a year now I felt he was preoccupied, fleeing, always thinking of something else when we spoke to him. In Mar-a-Lago, he often ate his meals in his private apartments alone. Perhaps he felt that, faced with the COVID, the events escaped him. A sentiment confirmed by other regulars who have recently heard Trump vociferating against the accommodations made by Melania, apparently not to his liking. Many criticize the fact that the president makes Mar-a-Lago a kind of private residence. However, it is a club reserved for members who pay $200,000 in admission fees and $15,000 in annual membership fees to have the privilege of dining there, swimming in a swimming pool in the shade of statues in marble, and to talk to Trump about it. On Christmas Eve, one of them continued, Trump seemed in a very good mood, but he just said hello folks. Hello everyone, and made no effort to initiate a conversation. He was mainly interested in his family. On December 30th, he even returned to Washington when, to meet him during New Year's Eve, some had paid nearly $1,000 for their place. But it has its fans, those who never utter the word defeat. In particular Tony Holt Kramer, founder of the Trumpettes. I had planned an inauguration gala in his honor, my dress was already chosen, the theme of the evening too, gold, Trump's favorite color, but unfortunately I had to cancel everything, regrets Tishy. According to her, Trump was a hero for the first 3 years of his presidency, and Mar-a-Lago, he's his family. He can also count on Willie Guardiola, anti-abortion activist, born in Cuba and fiercely anti-communist. Every Friday, for the past 4 years, he has organized Trump Corners, rallies in honor of Trump, in a parking lot. On January 6th, he also organized a convoy of activists by bus to Washington, which earned him, after the sack of the Capitol, a visit by FBI agents. They wanted to know if he was in contact with the attackers. 3 days before the investiture, Guardiola predicted a divine intervention, perhaps military, which would prevent Biden, whose name he cannot pronounce, from placing his hands on the Bible to take the oath. Thanks to this kind of supporters, Donald Trump will long be able to believe that he is better than president for life, king of Trumpland, in America.